Hey gang, welcome back. It is I, Dr. Bosky. I'm getting over a cold here, so I'm a little nasally. Apologies if I have to cough or, all those good things. Being human sometimes is that. Today, we are looking at the very first version of the level 3 background. So this is a Sreevus mountain. So basically, this entire mountain takes this interior cave area. Takes place inside a demonic titan where he got fossilized. And these are basically kind of the remains of that, and people have colonized, his followers have colonized inside of him. So anyways, why don't we bounce over there and take a look? All right. First off, Dimitri, so yeah, let's just take a look. So I want to take a look at this in the context of not having the additional geometry, so we'll look at both. First off, right out of the gate, Dimitri, I think you did a great job capturing the feel of what we designed together, of course. This definitely feels like Sreevus Mountain. So I really enjoy the layering, the parallax layering that you have here. So especially when you have these areas like this. So super, super cool. I think some bits of feedback when we see these structures. I like the structures overall. I feel like we're maybe a tiny bit too flat in our perspective. Maybe it's because it's completely side on. I don't know if we necessarily need to change it, but it feels like we could have just a little bit on the edges just to suggest more of a fake 3D, if you will. So overall though, feels pretty good. I really enjoy. Let's take a look. I really enjoy, not that we'll see it too much in the way the geometry is structured, but I like that we have these really nice glowing underwater rivers. So this was super cool in our designs, of course. And of course you get the rim lighting and the underneath lighting, which is great. By the way, the phosphorescence, I really like the way that this comes through in the level. As a side note, one of the things I want us to do is we should have, I think we already have it, but the phosphorescence should be, we should have it in its own layers. It's fine to have it in the background, but let's do some exports, because I think what I want to do is maybe do some spore clouds with the particle system using these, and I'll just fade them up and maybe see how they feel. It may not feel good at all, but maybe I can get a sense of like volumetric light rays or something like that in the space. So, yep, I'm looking at, yeah. So I mean the one we have a seam right here, so you can see that there. Not a huge deal. This question mark thing, all I can see is a question mark in this geometry. So let's change that up. I like these little diorama bits of the let's see. Oop, there we go. Of the geometry itself. Also, the structures. I think that this is a this isn't a full pass. So, but what am I trying to say? I think that the detailing, one second. Where's the pause button? Yeah. So, just turned on a little bit of background music there. Yeah. So what I was saying, I guess, is that, yeah, so I'm looking forward to seeing a slightly updated detail pass here with, I think, the ruins and how that they better fit into the background. Not a huge deal. I like what we've got going on so far as a first pass. Yeah, now we're jamming. Feels pretty good. I think the tones being darker and more and less contrasty, but still carrying a bit of that phosphorescence makes it feel good, which I really like. You can see how Playercraft stands out really nice. So we have to tweak our lighting for the level and all that, of course. Yeah, I mean, I really like it. I think that being able to build as a reminder here. So let's take a quick look. Level properties. Yeah. So oh, do I have these as horizontal or horizontally? Take a look. Yeah, I think they just clamp regardless. So I haven't looked at the images themselves yet. Yeah, we're good. Okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so, but I guess the point I was going to make is that let's, I think I want to clamp them. Yeah, so we need to have them vertically And then let's try to, I think as a basis is great. So let's do some remixes of the geometry and then see if we can create at least 3 screens worth of horizontal parallaxing. I think that's going to give us a lot more density. We may not need to do this. I kind of want to do the experiment to see. If you're not really feeling it and you want to go with this, I think I would acquiesce to that. I think it's fine, Dimitri, because I think it already has a lot of interesting parallaxing elements. But this would create less repetition, and because of the additional parallaxing, we get more variety. So I still feel like it's a worthwhile exploration to do with adding the other extra tileable images. Yeah, okay. So why don't we flip over to what this looks like with the level geometry? We can talk about that a little bit. Pardon me. All right. Yeah, overall, I'm really digging it. I'm digging it. All right, so some of our biggest challenges here, of course, are with the geometry itself and making sure that pops. So so the good news is that the grays, while we need or the shadowing and whatnot, work really well against the muted blues. So yeah, this is feeling pretty good. I'll pack you up a new version of the project, by the way, too, per your request. So I think, oops, dang it. Let's take a look. So I got a camera here. So I think Dimitri, what I'm thinking here, right? So for the level tile pieces, so we still do this pseudo 3D, and then we'll do them so they're tileable, as we talked about. I think we can also get away with doing it for like the columns, but if you also want to, so I think if we're taking a look at it, right? So in my mind, having a tileable, like a 9 slice, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 3, 6. Yeah, okay. So you have your end caps here, and then you'd have your in between sprites. So we can call it a 9 slice in that case. But being able to paint in this basic geometry will be fun for, I think, the other levels. And then I think that what we can do is we can work on converting the bigger assets. I don't know if we need to do all these in tiles, but we can do these in our version. So because I think it's important to understand how both creatively, like what I need to be able to do to change things out. So for like the challenge level version, I will definitely use more of the tile bits. And then I think geometry giant rock wise, we can work on just replacing these assets as well. So it's kind of a mixture of things. Like you got a little creature spawner here. We'll convert that over. But I think one of the keys is, especially once we get rid of like the shadows for these 3D objects, so we repaint them without shadows because that's what's tripping people up. And I think we can still make them brighter. I don't think they need to necessarily be in gray, but we probably need to stay to one color palette. I think that would be good. And it definitely shouldn't be, I don't think we shouldn't. I think we probably go with we probably need to go with a brighter, maybe a brighter gray. I'll let you figure that one out since you're the artist here. But the main thing here is that what people are having the hardest time with is that they don't see, like, for instance, these shadows. They just pow. They try to go right through them. So we need to get rid of all shadows from the geometry layers. Overall, I really like the background and the variety, and I think it fits really well, given where we're at. That's why I'm anxious to see the next version that has us tackling the level geometry. Okay, I think taking a look at this, those were the main bits of feedback. Let me take a quick look. Crash. Let's see. All right, so the phosphorescence we talked about. Planes for verticality, darker tones is nice. Yep, spore clouds. Yeah, I think overall, it's just as a reminder. Let's take a look here. Yeah, so we'll see the additional detail in geometry that we talked about. spore clouds being their own thing. Doesn't change anything with the backgrounds, but just as a note for our level design bits. Yeah, I think it's really doing it well. And then trying to maybe, and again, we don't need to spend a crazy amount of time here with see if we can create just a tiny bit more of a 3D perspective by addressing the hard edges. So, but again, I'm not super worried. Yeah, overall, Dimitri. Oh yeah, let's get rid of the geometry for the question mark. Like we can change it into its own little altar. I think you really captured the spirit of a lot of how we designed this interior cavern, and I think it comes nice. One second. Jeez. All right, and we're back. Being cold, having a cold. Yeah, no, this is great. This is great. I like where we're at, and I'm looking forward to the next version. So, thank you, everybody. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. This has been a real treat. Thanks, Dimitri.